If you guys want to learn how to edit like this,
they try to tell me I'm changing, cause I know I'm about to make it. I'm in the stool, smoking my poof with shawty and she dancing naked.
then make sure you watch the entire video because I'm going to be explaining everything in depth, from transitions to cinematics to recording the actual thing and how to sync it all. Welcome back guys to a brand new video on the Millium channel. I'm going to be showing you guys how to edit an insane montage. Make sure you drop a like on the video, and if we get over 50,000 likes, then I'll do part 2 and make a way more advanced tutorial. So the main plugin that I'm going to be using is Sapphire. There are many alternatives, but if you guys do have Sapphire, that will help you out so much in the tutorial. Now I personally use Premiere Pro to edit my videos, but you guys can use After Effects or Sony Vegas or whatever works for you. So we're going to start a new project. We're going to title it Tutorial. Now once you've done that, you want to just navigate over to your clips and drag and drop both your song and all the clips that you have for your videos. What we're going to do is find the point on where we start and end the clip. So I found out that my clip starts right here. So what we're going to do is click C and make a little cut point, and then we're going to drag down on this and just delete all. Now this song that I'm using in particular is from 44 Vincent. He makes some amazing songs, so go check him out. So this is where we can see the beat is. So we want to go and use our arrow keys to find the exact point, and then once you found the point of where the beat drops, you want to click M to set a marker. Now we can go over to our clip. As soon as I see that shield crack, that's when I want to put a marker on my clip, and then I can easily just drag it over and it will sync perfectly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the part on where I want the cinematic to start. As you can see, this is where I want the cinematic to start in Fortnite. So I'm going to just take a photo by clicking the photo button here. We're just going to click on this. Now once we're finished that, we're going to load up Fortnite to record our cinematic. Once Fortnite's loaded up, you can head over to the item shop and make sure you guys put in code Millium. I really appreciate anyone use my code. You guys don't have to, but make sure you're supporting someone. So on a real note, let's go on to career. After you've got in your clip, you want to go to replay files. So if you got your clip recently, it should be at the top of the bar, but I actually went ahead and saved mine for this recording. And here it is. So all you want to do is click on it and then click play and confirm. So what I like to do now is pull out the controller for my cinematics because it makes everything a lot smoother. Okay, so what I've actually gone and done is got a little hand cam so you guys can see the little movements I'm doing to record my cinematics. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and find the part on where I get my clip. I'm pretty sure it's near the end here. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and set the camera mode to gameplay. Yeah, as you guys can see, this is the clip that we hit here, and just before we're gonna slow this all the way down. Replay mode is a bit buggy, but I'm pretty sure as soon as we pull out our shotgun, like just about here, I'm pretty sure this is when we wanted our cinematic to start. And because we took a screenshot earlier on, we can go ahead and check that. So I'm gonna go into Premiere and get the screenshot open, and that looks pretty exact. Might need to go a slight bit further. And that I think is perfect. Okay, as you can see, that's pretty much perfect on how we wanted our cinematic to start. So what we're going to be doing now is going to be changing our settings around. We want to put our anti-aliasing up and our shadows and our post-processing. Those are the main important things for recording cinematic. So as you can see, it already looks way better. Now, if you guys have a better PC, feel free to go ahead and crank these all the way up to max. Now, what we're going to do is turn our camera to drone free, and that's going to basically match us up in the exact spot. So as you guys know, Fortnite FOV is 80, and I figured out that about 21 millimeters is about 80 FOV. So once we've done that, you want to just click on the left joystick and that will get rid of all of the HUD. So now what we're going to do is just pan all the way to the left. Okay, well, I pretty much nailed that first try, so I'm going to go ahead and clip that, but I'm just going to take a few more takes just in case that wasn't perfect. So after a few takes of you doing this, you're gonna find the perfect one, and then we're gonna exit out of Fortnite and go back to our editing software. So once you've imported your clips, you just wanna go back to where you started moving in the cinematic. Right about here is fine, so we wanna click C and cut this as well and delete all of this. We don't need that anymore. And we wanna go right to where we want our cinematic to end. That's about perfect for me. And now we have our recording like this, but as you can see, it is way too slow. So what we're gonna do is right click on our cinematic, go down to show clip keyframes, timing mapping, and then speed. Then we can open up this And for this particular cinematic, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right over to the end and go to Effect, Controls. If you guys don't have these tabs, simply go over to Windows and then check it. If it's unchecked, then make sure you check it so you'll have the tab up here. So I'm just gonna go over here and down to timing mapping, I'm gonna click a keyframe. Now we're just gonna crank this all the way up. So once we've cranked this all the way up, we're just gonna drag on this and bring it to the left, and then drag on this and bring it to the right. So the line is taking up pretty much the entire space. So you want to click on this keyframe, these little blue dots will come up. You just want to drag on these to make a nice, beautiful curve. Now, as you can see, that's a bit too slow. So what we're going to do is keep cranking up the timer mapping. So I figured out that I'd want the beat to start here. So what we're going to do is highlight this and drag it to this point. Put our cinematic over there. So now we've just got to zoom in into the left with no transition or anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold Alt on this clip and we're going to drag out. This basically creates a duplicate layer, and what we're going to do is reverse this duplicate layer so it pans all the way back into camera frame. We're just going to timing map this and crank this way up. We're going to right click speed/duration, and we're just going to select the reverse speed there. Now that we've done that, we have a little transition where it goes all the way out, pans, slows down, and then it goes right back in really fast. So what we actually have to do is start to timing map our clip. So we're just going to drag this out a little bit, and we're going to right click, and again we're going to do show clip keyframes, timing mapping and speed. So right about when you shoot the shot, you want to put another little timing mapping keyframe there, and around about when the damage starts to come up, we want to put another keyframe. We're just going to drag this up to around about 190%. So what I like to do is, because I'm recording higher FPS clips, I can slow this down to a slower percentage, and as you can see, it's still going to be smooth. So we're just going to do the same thing to the front keyframe, but we're going to make it about 50%. So we're just going to make that nice beautiful curve again by dragging to the left and to the right. Let's give that a view. That looks pretty nice. Now we want to just highlight our clip and cinematic and nest both of them. So for transitions, I like to use S_blur mode curves. It's easily my favorite for Premiere. You can make really nice transition with this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add blur mode curves to not only the cinematic but onto the clip before and after. Make sure when you're doing your transitions, it is going in correlation to the cinematic, which what I mean by that is you see that the cinematic is panning to the left and almost down. You want to make sure your transition is coming from the default value all the way down to the bottom left corner. So now we're going to go into blur mode curves and we're going to check the Z distance, Shift X and Shift Y. Now for warp X and Y, we want to just turn this to reflect. Now the cinematic is going to the left, so what we're going to do is we're going to change our Z distance to about 0.8. And our Shift and XY, we're just going to drag this to the left. So we're going to put our Shift Y down to about 62 as well. And now, if we just play this back with our arrow keys, we can see that we pan down to the left like that. But this clip here doesn't have a transition yet, so we're gonna add that. Now what we're gonna do is add our blur mode curves onto this cinematic as well. I'm gonna pretty much invert what we've just done. So I'm gonna put it to 1.2 Z distance because we had it on 0.8 before. We're gonna change our Shift X to about 300 and we're gonna put our Y up to about 100 as well. Just like that, we've made our first little transition. Now for the second transition, we just want to copy and paste the effects that we just created. So let's select all of the keyframes, hold Alt, and readjust the keyframes. Now once you've done that, we can just play it back and let's see how our transitions look. So the next step is to add black bars. So what I like to do is hold Alt T. We're just going to click on this. Now it's going to open this little tab. All I'm going to do is select this little box tool, hold over here, and I'm just going to create a layer. Now I'm going to change the color to black, and that's literally all I do for the first black line. Now we're just going to do Alt T again, open it up, click OK, and use the rectangle tool to do the exact same to the bottom. And then here we go. We're just going to select this, add it over. So now right when the transition is just about to happen, I'm just going to click on the position here. And this is about where we want our black bars to actually finish transitioning. And now we're just going to crank this all the way down. Now we're going to do the exact same thing here. Select the keyframe and bring it out to there. And we're gonna do the exact same over here. So as I did before, we can just hold Alt and drag these over. So just like that, we've made our black parts come up and down, and that's already looking pretty good. But what we're gonna do now is the final bit, and we're gonna add a bit of an impact. We're gonna just put S_hue sat bright. This is basically gonna increase the brightness when we kill the guy. So when we shoot the shot, we'll crank this up to 1.3. Now we're just gonna drag this out. Around about here, we're gonna put it back to 1.0. So it looks like this. Now the final effect is transform. So when we kill the guy, we're gonna be cranking up the scale to 130. We're just gonna add our keyframe and put this down back to 100. Now we basically have everything done. All we have to do is the sound effects. Now for sound effects, you can just look up whooshes on YouTube and you can find some pretty decent sound effects. I've done a lot of research and I've got my own small selection of whooshes. So once you guys have your whooshes, then you want to just import them into Premiere and drag them over to where the transition is. So let's duplicate the layer by holding Alt, and we're just going to drag the whoosh over to where we kill the guy. Let's play this back. So you might need to change the volume so it's louder or quieter, but once you perfected that, that's basically the entire tutorial concluded. If you have any questions at all, just drop them in the comment section. I'm going to be trying to answer everything. And in the meantime, if you do want to see how I edit, I have my Twitch, link down below, twitch.tv/Milliam. I'm going to be streaming tons. Every time I make a new video, I'm going to be streaming on there, and you guys can literally ask me anything, and I will literally answer everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. So I'm just going to render that again so you guys can have another look at this video.